Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go through and show you how to use Google Slide and Google Slides, how to make a plan identification notebook or resource guide. You have already been had this document shared with you, your plan identification assignment, and this explains your resource guide. You're going to have a plant list, which is on this document down below here, of 130 some plants, and throughout your 4 years in the program you will be researching them, and you will see the information that you will be collecting year 1 in the green, year 2 in the blue, year 3 in the purple, and year 4 in the orange. Also, you can see in this assignment I've attached a sample for you. So you can go to the Google Doc or the Google Slide, excuse me, which is what I'm going to be having you make. So if you look at this, this is what you're going to be making, one like this. And here's a sample of what you will do. So number 1 is essentially done for you. If you want to copy paste this into your document, which I'll show you how to do that, you will have success filling in those sections and doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And then that one is there for you to use as an example. So the first thing I want to do is get you started on how to get into a Google document. This is my Google Drive, and I'm in a folder called York County School of Technology Plan ID. So you can see the assignment and you can see the slide that I just pulled up that helps you think about those things, and those 2 things are up here in my bar. But what you're going to do from the start is to develop a new Google slide. So you're going to go to New, you're going to go to Slides, and then you're going to select OK. Maybe it might not ask you to select OK. But what you see here is something that looks very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. So you can select a theme. Quite frankly, I think it's easier to stay with a very simple theme, because if you want to print out these pictures and you have to print it out on orange, it's going to really use a lot of ink. So I click this one and start with that. You're going to label it your name, plant ID, and that's your title slide, and then you're also going to name it. Up here where it says Untitled Presentation, if you just click on that, lots of times the title of your presentation will pop up there. I like that name because when I go into the drive after you share it with me, and I'll explain that a little bit later, your name is there and the name of the assignment. So it's easy for me to go through my drive, see what you have shared with me versus somebody else. So if you don't put your name on the document, I'm not going to have any idea how to grade that for that. So that's your title slide, and then what you're going to do is you're going to want to add a slide. So if you select this add button, it will add a slide. If you click the arrow, it'll let you pick what kind of slide you want to do. I would suggest doing either this one or maybe this one. If you go back and look to what it's supposed to look like, you have an idea of all of the information you're going to have to gather. Depends on how you want to set it up, if you want to put pictures somewhere differently. But like what I said you can use this this document right here to sort of be your guide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click that or Control C while I click on that slide, and I'm going to click over here to Control V or paste. Oops, maybe it's Command. Sorry about that. Command C, Command V should let us do it. If that doesn't work, File, Edit, Copy. and then paste. All right, and in pops that document. So number 101, which is on that plant list in the assignment, which you have in your Google Documents, is 101 Glossy Abelia, Abelia X grandiflora. And what those things mean is the first thing is the number, okay, 101. The second is the botanical or or scientific name. Notice how that's written, Abelia grandiflora. First letter is capitalized, everything else is lowercase, and it's in italics. And then finally, our common name, Glossy Abelia. If you copy and paste it from this assignment, you can't get it wrong because this assignment has everything written correctly. If you go and type it in and you put it in italics and you forget to capitalize something, you're going to get points taken away from you because scientific names need to be written properly. And that's something I am a stickler about. We'll get into why scientific names are important versus common names later on. So what you have here is 101 through 137 is what you're going to want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste another one, but this one we're going to change to be sort of like a template. So I'm going to go in here and delete all of the stuff that is specific to Glossy Abelia and make a template for what you want to find. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you do this and you copy and paste it a bunch of times, you're not going to have to go in and retype type, shape, size, flower, margin, leaf color, venation, all of those things every time you go in and do that. Also, then you have your framework. You can't forget something. Maybe you were typing it from scratch and you didn't have all that stuff there, and then you're going to miss something. So essentially what I'm doing is making a template that we just copy and pasted, copy again and paste, and then you will be good to go. So one last thing, couple last things to make this template. We don't need these pictures. Because these are not going to be what the plant 102 looks like, and then we can get rid of this. Okay, so what we have here is a awesome template. We're going to copy this, Control C, I'm going to paste it a bunch of times. If you really want to, you can go through and do all 137 of them. We're not going to do that today. So we'll go up here to number 1 or number 102. We'll go to our assignment. Number 102 is Abies concolor or white fur. We're going to copy that and we're going to paste that into our assignment. It was in a different font size in that one than this one, so we're going to blow this up to be a pretty decent size and take up that space. And you'll notice that this Abies concolor is in red compared to the other one. You can leave it in red or you can make it black. That's up to you. The reason that I have that in the assignment is the ones in red are going to be the ones on your exit level exam your senior year in the program. So those are the ones that you especially need to be able to identify specifically. Okay, so we got Abies concolor. What else can we do with this kind of stuff? You can add a text box, you can add images, you can add shapes, you can add lines, you can backfill, you can put in line color, you can adjust the lines to be bigger, you can add in dashes. Maybe you want to put a line in here above the or below the name and above all the information you find, or maybe you want to put a line in between the information and the pictures, something formatting that you think makes it look sharp, you can do that. If you're familiar with any kind of Word documents, file, edit, view, insert, all of those things up above there, very simple and similar. One of the awesome things that I like about Google Slides is you can download as, and what that simply means is it's a Google slide. It is available to you anytime you're on the internet. You don't have to save it. Every time you make a keystroke, it's saved as long as you're on the internet. But you can turn that into a Microsoft PowerPoint if you are going somewhere that you won't have internet and you want to have a PowerPoint to go through, or a PDF or JPEG. All of those options are there. I really enjoy having that as an option for students who don't have internet at home, so they can make it a PowerPoint, go home and work on it, and then come back and upload it again. So really easy to do. You can rename it. We're not going to rename it because I want it to have that name on it. You can open other documents. There's copy paste. You can duplicate it if you want to make two. I don't know why you would need to do that for this assignment. There's zoom in, there's zoom out, there's spelling suggestions, animations you can insert where that will be something pops up or it goes away. All of those things that we talked about in the top of the bar right here, those are all right here in the insert. You can use this new slide instead of this quick one right here. You can use any of these formatting tools that are all along over here. If you prefer to see what the words are, there's a spelling and grammar, the research. You can insert tables, and there's options to do things with tables once you then put it in a table. And then there's also a help. If you ever have trouble with some sort of Google format, their help section is really helpful. Now, the reason we're doing this on Google Slides is for several reasons. It's every time you make a keystroke, it saves. And before there was a Google Slide, we just had a PowerPoint, and students would lose a flash drive, or the flash drive would crash or get washed in the washing machine. No longer do you have that problem. So that's wonderful. You can work on it online anytime, and everything saves. Second benefit is you don't have to hand it in to me printed out. We can save paper by this little format or this little option up here, the share button. So if you click share and then you click in my email address, that's kwarner@ytech.edu, or excuse me, that would be my email address. You can click that. I obviously can't do that because I'm that person. And you would send that to me. Once you do that, you can click what you want to do. You can click that I can edit, that I can comment, that I can view. For some of the assignments you turn into me, it's not going to matter. But if I were you, I'd click the can edit, and then I can go in and make changes, or I can comment and say you didn't capitalize the first letter of your scientific names, go back and do that, and I can give you feedback right then and there on the assignment. Otherwise, you're not going to get that feedback for this assignment. This assignment will go over the next 4 years. This year you're just doing this, the type, and then finding really nice pictures of that document. And this assignment you will be able to hold on to because it is on Google Slides. So if you have any questions about how to use Google Slides or what to do for your plan identification notebook, you can send me an email, and you can always check the sample out. And I also have included some hints or examples of how to go through and do all of those sections bolded. So scientific name should be written in italics, first letters capitalized, all the rest are lowercase. Type, what does type mean? Well, it could be a vine, tree, shrub, annual, perennial, biennial, grass, deciduous, evergreen, etc. So don't just write one word if more than one word applies. An evergreen shrub is not a shrub, it's an evergreen shrub. So there's your type. There's different shapes. All of those are options that you might pick: size, flower leaf formation, fruit types, talking about requirements, your senior year, things you'll need to know. Lots of students ask, why do I need to know this about plants? And when you're in landscaping and you're researching every single plant, you need to know, this plant likes sun, full shade. If you put it in a full shade area, but it's a sun plant, it's not going to do well. And your landscaper, people that hire you as a landscaper are not going to be too happy when all your plants die. Same regard, how big does the plant get? If the tree is going to get 70 feet tall and you're putting it directly in front of a bay window, the people aren't going to be excited, because every time they look out of their bay window, all they're going to see is that foliage. So all of those things that you see there are very important things to know as a landscaper, and to justify why you're doing that. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email or ask me in class. And this is your tutorial on how to use Google Slides and the plant identification notebook.